David Beckham's dream of bringing Major League Soccer to Miami was finally realized today after 4 years of frustrations which left the former Manchester United star fearing it may never happen. In front of a packed news conference which included 300 excited, noisy fans, Beckham was officially given the green light by Commissioner Don Garber, who was delighted to name the Londoner as the proud owner of the league's 25th and newest franchise. The team name, badge as well as staff appointments are still under discussion, with MLS insisting an announcement will be made at a future date. The proposed controversial site in downtown Miami, which has angered local residents, wasn't mentioned once during the hour-long press conference. There are still many question marks, and although it's expected they won't kick a ball until 2020, soccer fans in the Magic City are already counting down the days. An emotional Beckham said, "I promised my son Brooklyn that I wouldn't get emotional, but it is going to be tough." "I joined the Galaxy in 2007 because I saw the potential in the league. I went from Real Madrid, a pretty big club, to a league that wasn't fully established. It was a big move, but Commissioner Don Garber explained where he wanted to take the league, and I was in from day one. I promised the team we will bring in will be one of the, if not the, best. There was only one city for me. Diversity, the culture, the weather, the beaches, the people." When Beckham, 42, first announced his intentions on February 5, 2014, to bring MLS soccer back to South Florida following the Miami Fusion's demise 17 years ago, not even the most pessimistic of observers thought so much time would pass before his plans came to fruition. Beckham added, "It was very difficult at times, we sat back at times and thought this dream would never happen. But I don't give up. Nothing in my career or life have been easy. I was told I would never play for England because I was too small and too skinny. I ended up having a good career, but what I try to teach my children is the things get difficult at times, never give in, never give up." This isn't just dream for us, but for the fans too, and that's the most important thing. Our fans' support has been relentless, and that's what our club will be built on. Something to be proud of. I have had calls from so many players, top players saying, I am in. Yes, we want to bring in top players from all over the world, but we are most interested in homegrown players. We want to build an academy to bring players through, young kids from the area. To watch them develop as players. That's when we will sit back and say job done. That we are proud of this time. We have to invest into the hotbed of talent in the city. Bruce Matheson, a wealthy activist who owns land near the Overtown site, has already seen a lawsuit leveled against Dade County following their $9 million sale of one part of the former truck depot rejected by the courts. Matheson firmly believes the lack of a bidding process makes the deal void, while accusing politicians of failing to stand up for the taxpaying public. He plans to appeal and although a result isn't expected until June, protests against the decision will continue. Garber added, "These are the days which warm our hearts and make us so proud. Great things come to those who wait, and to the fans who have been sending me emails for 10 years and everyone involved, I thank you for your patience." He said, "I want to own a team and help grow the game in the US." He said Miami was the place where he wanted to do it. The delays have infuriated fans and Beckham's team. Just 10 weeks before the initial 2014 announcement, Orlando City were also granted a franchise, and in the time elapsed since, a new 25,000 stadium, described by Garber as a blueprint for the future, has been built. Orlando have just completed their third season in MLS and have a burgeoning fan base. This was the first time Beckham has appeared before the media in Miami since 2014, when all the talk was of a sparkling, high-tech arena in the port area of the city. A new team in Los Angeles, LAFC, will make their MLS debut next season, while last month, Nashville became the 24th franchise. Cincinnati, Sacramento, and Detroit are all in the hunt to join Miami and become the 26th of an ever-expanding league. As MLS has doubled in size during the last decade and added 3 clubs in Canada, the popularity of soccer has reached an all-time high in North America. A recent Gallup poll stated that soccer ranks second in popularity as a spectator sport among people 18-34, tied with basketball in the U.S., behind only American football. Beckham joins MLS side Los Angeles Galaxy from Real Madrid in July. Any of the clauses in his $250 million deal is the option to purchase an MLS expansion franchise in any market, except for New York City at the fixed price of $25 million whenever he stopped playing in the league. The league's owners had never given this allowance to a player before. Giving his annual State of the League press conference, MLS Commissioner Don Garber confirmed that the MLS were interested in placing an expansion franchise in Miami. He said, "We continue to believe Florida needs an MLS team. At some point, I think it would make sense for a team in Miami. I don't know when that is. It's certainly not now. That market continues to change, continues to evolve demographically, and continues to be an intriguing market for us. Miami had been without an MLS team since the short-lived Miami Fusion, which existed from 1997 until 2001. Beckham plays his final match for the Galaxy, helping them retain the MLS Cup with a 3-1 win over the Houston Dynamo at their own Home Depot Center. Beckham had announced in advance this would be his final match and received a standing ovation from the home fans. Beckham played 118 times for the Galaxy, scored 20 goals, and helped them to back-to-back league titles in 2011 and 2012. Beckham joins Paris Saint-Germain, signing a 5-month deal until the conclusion of the League I season. He helps them win the league title, the 4th different country where he has achieved this feat. Beckham announces that he would retire from football at the end of the season. His final match is a 3-1 home win over Brest, where he captains the team and receives a standing ovation from fans when subbed off after 80 minutes. Soon after hanging up his boots, Beckham held preliminary discussions with the league about their expansion targets, including Miami. In his State of the League address, Garber identified Beckham and his manager Simon Fuller as potential owners of a Miami franchise. Later that month, Miami-Dade County Commissioners voted unanimously to allow the mayor Carlos A. Gimenez to negotiate with the Beckham Group over a new stadium in downtown Miami. Beckham exercised his option for a franchise, and the team would be based in Miami, assuming that financing for a stadium and its location in the city could be agreed upon. Beckham attends a news conference at Biscayne Bay to announce that he wants to front an MLS franchise. 300 people and about the same number of press watch on. Supporters from the Southern Legion fan group, founded when the Fusion were around, sang Beckham's name and present him with a scarf. Miami is a vibrant city with a lot of passion, Beckham said. I know this city is ready for football, soccer, this time around. I know this is going to be successful. The original idea was to situate the stadium on Dodge Island at Port Miami, but opposition from local businesses shut this down. The Beckham Group admitted that the club would not come into existence until 2018 at the earliest, as opposed to initial hopes to start in 2016 or 2017. They also said the team might have to play its first season in a temporary stadium, possibly Marlins Park, home of the Miami Marlins MLB team, or the Florida International University (FU) Stadium. The investment group, known as Miami Beckham United, presented new plans for a largely privately financed 20,000-seater stadium on the waterfront in downtown Miami at Museum Park. However, this plan was blocked by the objections of local residents. A plan to build the stadium next to Marlins Park fell through before the owners announced they had acquired land in the Overtown neighborhood of downtown Miami. They take up residence at the FU Stadium and enter the North American Soccer League (NASL). In 2017, they won both the spring and fall NASL leagues but lost in the semi-finals of the playoffs. It remains to be seen how the club will be affected by the proposed Beckham franchise. Miami Beckham United began the process of acquiring the 6 acres out of the 9 in Overtown that was privately owned. This further delayed matters as deals had to be brokered and raised fears the team may not start until 2019.